And we are live. Hi, everyone. Welcome once again to the Live Reality Game Shows podcast. I'm your host, Lee. With me is recently eliminated Survivor Season 4 player Cassidy.
Hi.
And today we're going to be going over the recent episode of Survivor Syracuse Heroes vs. Villains, episode 8, the double tribal episode. Madison should be joining us shortly. She's running a bit late. But before we get to that, Cassidy, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm on school break right now, so I'm excited for a much needed break from work. And I've been enjoying watching all the Survivor episodes and everything.
Yeah, it's been a hectic season so far.
Yes.
But before we get into this episode, let's figure out more about you. So, you were asked to return. Well, you just told me some people reapplied. You reapplied to return. What made you want to come back?
I had so much fun playing season 3, and I feel like the dynamics of the game really caused me to step out of my comfort zone and like challenge myself to try new things because sometimes I can be like a little bit more soft spoken and like nervous. So I was like excited to play again or hoping to play again, and I wanted to really make new friends in addition to the ones that like I made and in season 3, and that's definitely what ended up happening. So I was really, really thankful for that experience.
Yeah, we join for the friendships, we stay for the gameplay.
Yes.
Now, you are from season 3. You are the only person from your original tribe, the Soul Tribe, to return. What an honor!
Yeah, I was kind of shocked about that because I feel like it kind of helped me a little bit though, just because like I feel like the former body tribe had a lot of beef, and like the mind tribe
Really?
there was some beef with that. So like I was kind of just like, and nobody really knew like going into season 4 like what my game was. So like even though I had the hero label on me, nobody knew if I like was doing any backstabbing, and not that I was, but it was kind
No.
of nice to have that.
Nice, fresh, clean slate. And you are part of the honorary club of the RAs,
Yes.
which all came back. What was it like, first off, seeing them play your first time with Kevin and Holly, and then seeing them again plus Paul this season?
It was definitely like a blessing and a curse. Like it was great to play with all of them, and we're all still really good friends outside of the game. So at least the game, even if we didn't agree with every decision that the other person made, didn't affect our friendship. Um, but like I feel like you go into it expecting like, oh, this person is like my really good friend, like they'll stay on my side no matter what. But Kevin did his fair share of like flipping on us, and he would just be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. So um it was definitely, I feel like you take things a bit more personally as far as the decisions, but you kind of just have to learn to shake it off because, like, even if you are friends personally, like, it's still a game. But it was really exciting to see, especially like with Kevin and Paul on the villains tribe, and then Holly and I on the heroes tribe. Like, I was really looking forward to seeing Kevin and Paul be all like snaky and everything.
Too bad we never got the chance to see it.
I know. Well, Paul's exit speech was a little bit, that was fun.
Yeah, his attempts to recreate New York's speech.
Oh my god. We used to he used to like have me and Holly in his dorm room, and we would like watch all of um all of those shows together.
All of like Flavor of Love, Rock
Yes.
of Love, I Love New
Yes, we would
York.
watch little compilations of like New York's little moments and everything because I didn't even know that Flavor of Love existed, and I thought that the concept was so funny.
It's The Bachelor, but somehow more of a shit show.
And with Flava Flav only.
Yeah, just Flavor. And he went through 3 seasons of that.
I think it's so funny.
But we're not here to talk about Flavor of
No,
Love.
no.
That's a different podcast. We're here to talk Survivor. Now, a quick thing I want to mention is Snowball. Can you kind of elaborate on that nickname that you got?
Well, okay, that was like a thing that Paul really coined, and he really was the one who took the whole like Animal Farm reference to the pigs and ran with it. And we also, but he was the one who was like really encouraging it and everything because we more just were like calling ourselves the pigs because I think Holly explained it last week because of the whole like RA like narcs thing. Um that the whole Animal Farm reference was something that Paul really would only bring up and Paul thought of, but he called me Snowball because I was a coattail rider in season 3 and I will own up to it. I'm very self-aware. Yes, I was, but I really tried to not do that in season 4 and I really feel like with the amount of tribals that I did survive, I feel like I kind of pushed that towards the end, pushed away from that snowball term.
Yeah, Snowball looks innocent, but when it's thrown hard enough, it can be deadly. You brought up this a common thread it seemed to happen behind the scenes where a lot of people calling you a coattail rider, being like,
Yeah.
oh, she's only like riding Holly's coattails. She can't really do anything by herself. And when Holly got eliminated, the main question for people is like, what's Cassidy gonna do? Because we never seen Cassidy without Holly. Also,
Hmm.
like kind of seeing all that behind the scenes. You said you were self aware of it, but thinking it and then seeing it are like two different things.
Yeah, true. Well, but like I feel like sometimes the edit like doesn't necessarily show everything that happens and stuff, but I did, in my defense, play without Holly on the Lolly tribe for many weeks, and I did convince everyone to vote for Carl and stuff. And then I not, I feel like I pled my case, and if Owen hadn't played his idol, I still would have been safe.
Damn you, Owen.
Yeah,
He's just getting rid of everyone.
yeah, which sucks.
I know. Since you brought up the Carvel, let's go through that because it seemed like hero majority will just vote off one of the villains, Hannah being the main target, and
Yeah,
then all of a sudden you were figuring out like, Carl seems like he's flipping and going to vote me.
yeah.
How did you manage to figure that out and explain your whole process through the Carl vote?
So I had been talking a lot with Hannah, and like trying to like become buddy buddy with her. I really like her as a person, like outside of the game. So like I also wanted to be her friend outside of the game. So I was like, this is perfect. Like we can just chit chat a lot about the game. And she, I guess, trusted me enough to tell me that Carl was throwing my name out. And that he just like literally the first, I think we had a couple days, the first day that we all were like chatting, just like threw my name out like so quickly. So I was like, all right, like if Carl throws my name out, then obviously Owen is going to do whatever he wants him to do. Um, and so I was like, if he's going to flip on me, then I can flip on him. So I just tried to work it and convince Mitch and Hannah to vote. And it worked.
Yeah, you upset the season. Everyone's thinking, oh, heroes are just going to stay heroes strong because a lot of the heroes were talking about that.
Yeah.
And especially with Hannah on your tribe, we all saw what the heroes thought of her during the superlative challenge.
Yeah. She did
So,
play a pretty scary game in season 2. So that,
what? All those fake idols?
but yeah, I know that the heroes were not very happy about it, but I think once I explained like he was about to flip on me first, like and it would have been me, like I just did what I had to do to try and keep myself in the game. They like understood.
Yeah, considering it's like a hero was going either way. It was just
Yeah.
whether which one would leave.
Yeah, I think that they were shocked too because they just automatically assumed that like all of us would team up and go with Hannah. But as soon as like Carl started throwing names out, like Hannah wasn't even in the question anymore because they knew that she would swing.
Yeah, Hannah became the target to the power vote.
Yeah,
And she even voted with you guys on the Sad Mitch tribal.
yeah, yeah. That I feel like Hannah and I really like got a good relationship in those couple of weeks, and we were planning on working with each other if I had made the merge. Um, And we were actually texting with each other like while these episodes were coming out, and we were like, I wish that we had a chance to like work with each other more. So she's a great person. I really like her.
Yeah, we all love Hannah Dolan. She's great outside the game and and on screen. Yeah. Now, another vote that wasn't necessarily going your way was when your tribe was dissolved and you were put on the Heroes tribe. What
hmm
the Heroes 2.0.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that like? Were you like excited to be like, yay, I'm with all heroes, or would you have rather to go on the other tribe with Eli and all the villains, or do you wish exile?
I don't know. Like I feel like with the amount of tribals and everything that I had already gone to, I was very burnt out of the game at that point. But I was excited to be with familiar people. Um, but not necessarily like thrilled because I knew that they were like very tight knit and like would be like even though I had been a hero with them before, like they had the numbers to just like get rid of me like if they were like outside person like so um it was definitely intimidating to be a part of a new tribe, and I don't know if I how I would have done if I had gone to the Wentworth tribe, because Gabby and I are friends outside of the game, so I feel like we would have probably worked with each other. But as far as like Abby and Jack, like Jack reaching out to me was not genuine at all. So when he was talking to me, so I feel like they would have just like gotten rid of me quickly, but we'll see. I don't know. Um, yeah, it was definitely intimidating to go to be dissolved.
Yeah, well, congrats on getting picked by Lauren. I'm sure that was an honor.
Yeah. I DM'd her a couple weeks ago and was like, "Thank you for helping out with our season." And she got back to me and I was like, "Oh my god."
I'm now friends with Lauren from Edge Big Stations. I really need to somehow get production to be like, how did you get those three on to do
Luke
this?
Luke was the one who did it. He DM'd War Dog and then it just went from there, I believe.
Wow, what Simple DM can lead to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that new trial wasn't favorable for you or Holly, specifically
No.
Holly.
Yeah.
What did you know going into that tribal? Holly or your name was even on the block.
No. I was like completely shocked. And I cuz I thought that we were solid with voting Austin because of how much he had lied to Kat and everybody about giving Owen the idol clue. So I thought that we were solid with doing that. But so I was like so shocked and like um, just upset. But like I understood why they would want to get Holly out. Like she's a great player. Like she's a threat. But like yeah, I was like I thought I was in with like Kat and Cam. Like we had talked so much, but like yeah, it was definitely scary.
Yeah, and if only she brought the idol because you two found the idol.
I know. That's the thing. I was telling Paul, I was like, I love Holly to death, but like, she had it like, because we had to text Luke whose possession it was in. Um, so like, Holly had it in her possession at that time. And I was like, if it was in my possession, I would have had that thing in my pocket. This every single tribal that I went to, like,
Yeah, I was talking with Holly last week, and she was saying how it was supposed to be your turn to have the idol, but she thought, "Oh, we'll be okay for this week. I'll hold on to it." And then it's just
yeah,
like the one week she just happens to be voted off.
yeah.
Uh, and another thing that happened during this swap session is your hatred towards Owen
That
for reasons
disclaimer.
people.
Well, oh no, you go, you go. Sorry.
I was going to say for reasons I don't think people will understand.
Well, Owen had just like I had been a target for Owen for weeks, and he we actually joked about this like when all of us Survivor people were like hanging out like outside of the game, that like Owen and I have never had a conversation where either I wasn't lying to him or he wasn't lying to me. But like it's literally just in the game. Like I was just annoyed with him in the game, but like outside of the game, like we're very friendly. Like we would all hang out and like play like board games together, like all Survivor people. So like it was like it's just in the game, like not personal. But I was just angry because he kept writing my name down and lying to me and like being just very like sus and stuff. And that also happened in season 3. So I think I was just like fed up and I was like, I want him gone.
It's like, yeah, how quickly you wrote his name in the U Up challenge, and I was like, write down the
Yeah.
person you want to see gone next, and you were just like,
It's also a timed thing too, so I wanted to win.
yeah, it's like capitalized, underlined, bold writing, 15 exclamation points after it.
Yes.
And another thing I'd like to bring up with you is some people mentioned like you kind of have a habit of not talking to people because when Madison was here, she was like, I never talked to Cassidy my entire first season, and we talked for the first time in season 4.
Maddie and I were never on until the merge. We were never on the same tribe. So there wasn't really like we weren't like talking to each other because like she always had her allies and stuff. And like as far as this game too, like we were in separate tribes and heroes versus villains. So it was one of those things like I wasn't really trying to reach out to people yet that weren't on the same tribe as me because I didn't want to look like I was overplaying. Um, but as far as like this season goes, like I did reach out to people and I was like I was talking to people. I was reaching out to, I'm not really sure where that came from because I was reaching out to people.
Yeah, you had to do a lot. You went to 6 straight tribals in a row.
Yeah, so I didn't really chat with Madison a whole lot like in season 3 after the merge, but that was mostly just because we like she had her like alliance and then I had my alliance. Like it was kind of that was it.
Yeah, she also mentioned like, oh, I didn't reach out to Cassidy mostly because she assumed Holly hated her, and vice versa
Yeah, they
because they
both
had.
like never had a conversation about that and just assumed that they hated the other person when like that was it, and it was all like gameplay like and like that's like same with me, like I did not agree with that fake idol move with Madison in season 3 at all, but like outside of the game I think Madison's a great person, like that was just like game like
Yeah, yeah.
um but yeah,
Oh, she
I know she was hesitant to reach out to me and everything, but like we still had a conversation and stuff, so we I
and
still
she called you the nicest person ever.
yeah, which was nice, but I like I don't know. I wasn't happy with her game, so I was just angry vlogging.
Grr. Uh, this is just a note, people. Talk to people because you never know who doesn't hate you.
Yeah.
Everything is mostly one sided. I mean, Gabby still goes on and on about how much she doesn't like Madison to this day. I'm kidding.
To this day.
No, they're good. So let's get into the episode. You
Yeah.
mentioned how it starts off that Jack reached out to you.
Yeah.
I thought that was very surprising because Jack reaching out to a hero and it
Yeah.
being probably the nicest hero does not seem correct.
Well, it started off as like because I feel like the edit like didn't make it like for the balloon challenge didn't they obviously had to shorten it, but like me and Jack were running around that arena for a long time, so it started off as him apologizing if he like was accidentally like too aggressive or whatever, and I was like, it's fine, like it was a game, like you obviously wanted to win. And then he was like, oh yeah, like I think I really like your game, like I'd love to work with you, like we both would be like an unexpected like match as far as like working together. And I was like, at this point, like after Holly had gotten voted off, I kind of was like, well, I'll chat with whoever I can. So I was like, yeah, I'll like keep that in mind. Turns out looking at the edit that He just wanted to see what he could get out of me, but that's okay.
Yeah, all is fair in love, war, and Survivor.
Yeah. But I didn't give him anything, I don't think. So it was okay.
Yeah, and we also hear the continuation of the whole hero wants to stay hero strong, villains want to stay villain strong. Nobody wants this to be a strictly tribal life because it's going to be boring. What was your take on that whole hero wanting to stay hero strong speech that the villains kept hearing? Oops.
I honestly well, from me working with Hannah and me like talking with Jack and like I know that if a merge happened, I would have definitely worked with Gabby. Like it was nice to stay in that when it worked in your favor. But as far as like actual gameplay, I feel like I didn't want it to actually be like that because like also if it's just a heroes versus villains through and through, like that's boring.
Yeah.
So I like early on I was a part of that because I was like, yeah, like we just like got in these tribes, but like as the game went on, like it wasn't. I mean, I voted Carl off, so it wasn't necessarily where my head was at.
Clearly, you weren't thinking, must keep the hero strong. It was more, I
Yeah,
need to keep me safe.
yeah,
And then Eli says, the game is never boring. He clearly hasn't seen certain Survivor seasons. We all remember Redemption Island. And then we actually find out what happens in Exile. We get to see a tree puzzle.
yeah. That
The
looked
tree.
hard.
Yeah, those tree puzzles really are. And that was the easy one.
Yeah.
Imagine what the hard one. Actually, we were going to see what the hard one was.
Hmm.
If only Lauren did not send him to that exile, because that was the idol he got you out with.
Hmm. Yeah, which honestly, like, and I even texted in like the group chat after that, like that was a crazy good move. Like knowing that an idol was like in an email, like that's insanity. Like that's so smart.
Did you ever notice that in any of the emails that he sent?
No, because there would be, love you, Luke, but he would send a lot of emails.
It's like, oh, I can't go through all these emails.
Yeah,
I bet everyone after that just kept going through
I
emails going,
know.
is there another idol?
No, such a sad move for me, but great move for Owen.
Yeah. I mean, you got taken out by an idol. Some of the greatest players get taken out by idols. And after that, we figure out he gets the idol clue. We hear that it's a double tribal.
Yes.
So both tribes go into tribal. One person from each tribe will win immunity. And the challenge is toilet paper. Clearly, they went pandemic rushing.
I know. I was like, that's kind of a waste of toilet paper, but whatever.
And one thing to note about this challenge that I thought was hilarious was Jack just walking the entire thing.
Yeah.
Everyone just like rushing to the end and hurrying to get back. He was just having a stroll.
Yeah.
It clearly worked out. Did you find that challenge hard?
Yes, because you can see that I didn't even make it to the end to be able to throw because it kept falling off my head.
I mean, toilet paper are very hard to balance.
Yeah. I guess like I just don't have the right shaped head for it. It's fine.
No. Well, we see that that walking strategy works because Jack wins immunity, and so does Cam.
Yeah.
Yay! First boot Cam winning the first immunity.
I know.
What were your feelings when you heard it was a double tribal? Were you like, oh no?
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, like this is literally unavoidable. Like another tribal.
That makes 6.
Yeah, so not fun. And I was like, all right, looks like we're gonna have to scramble again.
Yeah. And it finds out that the winners of each immunity get toilet paper immunity, so yay for them. And they have to pick somebody from the opposite tribe to go to exile.
Yeah.
Jack picks Owen, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Cam accidentally picks Jake.
Yeah, I don't know what. She was like, I don't know what it meant. And I was like, that's so funny.
Because everyone was thinking, oh, she's obviously going to pick Eli. But no, she picks Jake.
I know.
And I was confused at first, and I was like, wait, are these people immune or are they going to tribal? Thankfully, it was explained like going to
Mhm.
exile, but still voting.
Yeah. Mhm.
Because when we got to your tribe's talk, everyone was saying, "Oh, it's either Owen or Cassidy. Which one are we going to pick?" So I knew, like, okay, so they still can be targeted. They're just
Yeah.
going to exile.
Yeah.
And people brought up points to keep you. They said you're loyal. You have no one. You're
Yeah.
very honest. Well, Owen, he has connections to the villains, and that's pretty much the only reason why people were considering him. But
Mhm.
you had connection to the villains. Jack
I
reached out to
wasn't
you.
I wasn't like people weren't happy. I think I didn't tell people about that he did, and then I remember Derek found out and was like, "Why did you talk to him?" And I was like, "I don't know, like just cuz he reached out to me." So like
I'm not going
people
to be
weren't
rude and
happy to
ignore
find out about
someone.
that. So it was useful when Owen had the ties, but not and like I didn't tell anybody that like Gabby and I knew each other. Um
Okay.
cuz Gabby and Paul were not um like forward about um
Their
knowing each
relationship.
other. So but it's funny because me, Gabby, Paul, and Holly would like go over to Gabby's house and watch Drag Race. And not all of these, a lot of these vlogs wouldn't make the cut just because there's so much footage. But we would like be like sitting on Gabby's bed, like chatting about Survivor, like the four of us.
Talking about one reality show while watching another.
Yes, yes.
What season was it while you were airing? Was it UK season 3?
Um, I'm not. Oh, I think we're watching UK season 2.
Ah, good season.
Yeah, because but I've only the only one that I've seen all the way through is UK season 1
Another great season. Are you
because I
watching the
don't have
current?
the streaming service that you need.
No. Are you watching the current season?
No, not right now.
Oh,
I'm watching Survivor Heroes versus Villain. No, 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 no. Fans versus Favorites 2 right now.
oh, all right season.
Yeah.
I won't say too much because I don't know how far you are in it.
Just episode 2, so don't.
Oh, so what's next? What are my notes? Oh yeah, Owen pretty much lists off the people he's afraid of. He says Austin's running the. He says Austin was running your tribe. I think it's more Kat that's running the tribe.
I agree because she was kind of the bridge between like me and Cam and then like um Derek and Austin. I think it's definitely like it was definitely Kat because Kat had such like good grasp on like what was happening in the game. Like she was so smart with like who she told what and or everything.
Yeah, Kat's really impressing me this season. Like this is a Kat that we did not see in season 1
Hmm.
because we didn't see her at all.
Yeah,
And then she's just like kind of controlling the heroes tribe.
yeah, she's doing a great job.
She's also my last draft pick left in the game, so here's hoping she goes far. My other sadly got the boot.
Oh man.
No. And then, oh god, Derek. I don't know. He probably is not, but he's really pushing his hero persona when he comes up with like some bullshit reason of like Austin giving Owen the clue, and he was like, he's doing something very kind, and
Oh, I know. I was like, I love Derek to death. Like, such a nice guy, but like, no, he was backstabbing us. Like,
you know, there's a difference between giving something kind or just kind of betraying your tribe.
yeah. I was like, you don't have to spin it to be a nice thing. Like, it's okay to say that you're upset.
Yeah, you don't have to be Mr. Nice Guy.
Because I was like, I'm upset. So, like, we're all upset.
And then Kat's thing said she's an empath, and I just wrote down Cara from Australian Survivor. I don't know if you watch Australian
I
Survivor.
don't.
If you ever do, watch Brains versus Brawn. You'll understand the reference. Because one of the contestants says that she's an empath.
Oh my gosh.
And then probably one of the funniest things ever happens. You'd started becoming open with everyone. You tell them, Holly had the idol. Yes, I knew about it. Sorry, I lied. Being very, like, willing to work with everyone. Being
Yeah.
honest. Showing your cards. You
Yeah.
kind of wish you kept the idol thing in secret and been like, oh, Holly gave me the idol and I have it. To be like, maybe we shouldn't vote Cassidy.
But then I think that that would have put a target on my back for next time.
Okay,
Because they
so
would have been like, we can't vote her this time, she's gonna play. Or they would have been sussed out if I didn't play it.
so it's just easier to be honest.
I thought that's what I thought because I wanted them to genuinely trust me. So I was like, if I'm lying to them again and they find out, then I'm screwed.
It's the hero in you. The villain me is just like, yeah, lie to them. It's so simple. And now we switch to the other tribe where obviously Eli's the main target because he's the only hero on a tribe of villains.
Yes.
What? Imagine, I don't know what it'd be like being in that situation, like being the only person in a tribe of people who are together.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like it's what I was talking about before with like game moves feeling personal. Like he worked with like Abby and stuff like in season 2. So I feel like he probably it probably stung a little bit more like if they turned on him, you know.
Yeah, he did mention how he was really wanting to work with Jack because they worked together in season 2,
Yeah.
and how he'd much rather target Gabby and not Hannah, but Hannah's the easier person to target because it's Hannah, and everyone loves to talk about her.
Yeah.
Survivor class. Oh yeah. And then they get their idol clue, and Gabby set back female empowerment by 150 years by doing all the work for the guys.
I know. That monologue from Gabby was so funny.
And
Um
so true.
I know. I was like, run and go get it yourself. Like she had a car. Like go get it yourself.
Oh, she's doing all these work for these boys and getting none of the credit.
I know. I know.
Yeah. Survivor sexism? What? I mean, I did write an entire speech for an English project about treatment of women in this show Survivor, so
Oh,
yeah, did very well.
that's good.
My teacher was both impressed and kind of concerned with the research I wrote down.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Uh, oh yeah, Eli Ratner goes Gabby, but Hannah now knows about the idol. Hannah knows about the idol that Owen played. We knew, but now she knows.
Hmm.
Oh, Gabby and Hannah are just confessional gold.
Yes. Yes.
I need them on like a Big Brother type show. Where it's like, I don't care about your gameplay, just give me your confessionals.
Yeah. Well, and like I haven't hung out with Hannah as much like in person, but like Gabby like literally is just as funny in person. Like it's great.
It just kind of makes me wish, oh, well, if she made it further her first season.
I know.
But now the body tribe just kind of imploded each other.
Yeah.
Eli pretty much mentions how he doesn't want to go after Hannah because of what happened the last time we saw a transition tribe between Eli and Hannah, where they targeted each other,
Yeah.
and how he goes on about Hannah's passion towards the game and why he rather target somebody like Gabby. Does that kind of play a factor with you guys? Because I know it's like not everyone's going to be a fan of Survivor playing this game. There's going to be those that are like diehard fans, and then those that have never seen the show. Does
Hmm.
that ever like draw with both being like, I don't want to vote this person because I know how much it means to them, but they're like threatening?
I think it depends. Like with Hannah, like you knew how much it meant to her and also she was like really trying hard, but like if somebody just like loved Survivor but wasn't like pulling their weight and like doing anything, then I feel like it doesn't matter as much. But I don't know. But also like it means something to everyone. Like I feel like this is more relevant in like the real game of Survivor, like where it's like, yeah, everyone's playing for $1 million, like, you know.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. For I feel like it does matter, but it also doesn't because even if you're not like a diehard Survivor fan, like everyone came into this experience like looking for something and everyone is going to be upset if they got voted off, you know?
Yeah, the only person that's ever happy is the person who wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not playing for $1 million. You're playing for like $100 voucher to Starbucks. I don't know
And
exactly.
I think it's like a I don't know what the prize is, but it's like and bragging rights. Like
And bragging rights. I mean, you're college students. Any amount of money is good.
absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Um, oh god, I have such bad writing. Oh yeah, Jack hits us with the reality being like, yeah, Eli and I are friends, but we're not going to see each other after college. We have different lives.
That was brutal. And also like I don't know, a lot of like the Survivor players who were 21, like we would all hang out like every week, like even after all of us got voted off, like we would see Jack and Eli and Kat, like all of us were hanging out with each other. I feel like very like often and not like weekly, I would say. So like I don't know what he was saying about that because this took place in like March. So I was like, you're gonna have like 2 months to like, if you really backstab it.
Yeah, and it's kind of an experience. It's sort of like those bonding experience you go through. It's like something you can share with a group of people that not
Yeah,
everybody can say. Like
yeah,
in the actual reality shows, like it doesn't matter your relationships with people. It's like we went through this experience together, so we always have that.
yeah, exactly.
Plus, it's on the internet forever,
Yep.
and that's why Madison will never live down that fake but idol. Oh yeah, Abby talks about how she wants to work hard with Eli because, well, they worked together before, but people not really going for that. If, let's say hypothetically, Kevin and Paul were still in the game, would have you tried to work hard with them, like throughout the game, even though because you guys are friends?
I feel like I would have tried my best. It depends like what because I feel like that is so dependent on like who is still left in the game and like um how many people are left. But I feel like I would have tried at least like to work with them because like I know their gameplay and everything and I like them as people. So I feel like I would trust them, but at the same time it would really depend on like where the numbers lied.
Would you ever write down their name to be voted off? That's the question.
To avoid being voted off?
Yes.
Yes, because well, Kevin wrote or Paul wrote down Kevin's name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like we all kind of like knew that like if it came down to it, like
You're all good friends enough to know that even if you write down each other's name, we're still gonna be friends after this.
exactly. So it's nothing personal or like it might be personal, but like everyone will get over it.
Yeah, we'll get over it. We have to remember it is like a college survivor edited show. It's
Yes.
sometimes not that serious.
Yes, it's a game. It's called
Yes.
that's like I would always be saying that. I'd be like, this is college survivor. Like it's not that deep. We are not on an island. Like
Yeah, you're not being starved for 39 days with barely any rice, living in a hurricane.
yes, this is a club on campus that happens to be very fun, but it's a club on campus.
Yeah, the worst you can get is maybe if you ever have to stand outside in the cold because you're playing
Yeah,
during the winter.
yeah.
How, what was that like playing during the winter semester compared to the spring semester in your first season?
I actually liked it better because in the winter we would do more stuff inside, whereas like in the fall, like in fall of Syracuse, it gets so hot. So like that first challenge, I was
Oh,
dying. Where it was like the Amazing Race one, where we had to sprint around campus, and it was like masks with 90-degree weather, like so not fun.
I would not survive. I can barely survive double digit weather in here. I can barely survive when the heating is left too long in my room.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not good with the heat. So heat plus running plus hills plus mass equals me going home first.
Yeah, I did not do well because I had barely worked out that summer. I had come off of an entire summer working at Dunkin' Donuts, so I was not the most fit girly that could have been out there. But I think that working in the winter, doing it in the winter was a lot better because I feel like there were like a good mixture of outdoor and indoor challenges, um, and the weather was better because we're used to the snow.
So if anyone wants to sign up to any college survivors, make sure you get into a winter season. That way you'll have less active challenges. And then we got Hannah bribing for safety.
Yeah.
I wonder if that ever works, being like, hey, I'll give you 20 if you don't write down my name.
I know. I never tried that. I didn't know if like that was allowed. I also didn't. I wouldn't have had the money to be able to be like, I'll bribe you.
Here, Owen, I'll give you $50 if you don't write down my name.
I don't know.
Uh, and we learn eye contact's important because the reason Cam picked Jake is because he made eye contact with her and was like, send me. And she was like, okay.
Oh
And
yeah, with exile. Oh my gosh.
yeah, so when somebody's in power, look directly at them.
Yep.
And we see what happens in exile. More tree puzzles.
I know. The same one. It looked like that they gave Owen originally.
Yeah, it looked like the same one. Maybe it was slightly different. I don't know. Maybe a few more pieces.
Yeah.
But Jake got his advantage, which was he gets to reveal the votes.
Yeah.
That's a powerful advantage.
Yeah.
And we have no idea if Owen won or not.
Excuse me. Yeah, I
Bless
know.
you.
But revealing the votes is definitely really powerful because I feel like you kind of always like have an idea of like who did what, but like you never know for sure.
Yeah, that'd be scary. Especially if you're like the type of person who's just like, I'm gonna throw my vote.
Yeah.
And it finds out, oh, I threw my votes, and so I vote you.
Yeah.
I would love to have it. Hates to be the victim of it.
Yes, definitely.
Speaking of being the victim of an advantage, tribal time. How was this tribal filmed? Because it looked like, was it like you both tribes did questioning and then the votes are read after both tribes had their questioning, or was it your tribe first, you got voted off, and then Eli's tribe?
It was my tribe first and then I got voted off because I wasn't there for the questioning of Eli. Like I got texted that Eli got voted off.
Oh no.
Because I just like left. After
Why was your tribe first?
I don't know. I
Oh, maybe because Jack hit the bucket before Cam did.
can't remember.
Mm.
But yeah, that was definitely interesting. And it was stressful. But as soon as I got voted off, I literally went straight to the bar because my brother was in town. So I was like, whatever.
No, got voted off. Time to meet the family.
Yeah, disclaimer, I am 21. So,
Yeah.
or now I'm 22. But
So yeah, Owen gets up, reveals that there's an idol in the emails, and sends you home.
yeah.
Oh, how did once you saw the idol play, did you know like I'm going home?
Oh, yeah. Because I knew it was between me and Owen. And I knew I was like pretty trusting in the fact that like I had Kat, Derek, Cam. I wasn't sure about Austin, but like secured in like voting with me. But like I wasn't expecting that he had another idol. So by then I was like, all right, like good move on you. Like I'm going.
And what a way to be taken out.
I know.
Do you think since he had the idol, maybe it would have been better to go for somebody else, or do you think it was a smart move to get rid of you?
I honestly don't because I feel like it would have been smart to honestly it would have been smart to like get rid of like Austin at that point, but I knew that they were both working too close with each other cuz like I'm shocked that Austin made it as far like made it this far so far cuz he won. So like um
Austin having a complete different experience than what Lydia had this season.
yeah. I don't know. I think it was smart in a way to get me out, but I don't think that I was the best choice. Because I don't think that I was the strongest player at this point on the War Dog tribe.
Well, at least you had people that were on your side.
Yeah.
And it turns out Owen and Austin voted you off, so Austin has some explaining to do. Because he
Yeah.
said in his vote in confessional, like, I don't think you're going home. This is just a precaution.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's like so gung ho with working with Owen. Like, yeah, I know Carl said, hey, work with Owen, but you don't have to listen to him.
I don't know, just like the bros looking out for each other.
Nothing more worse than
Brochachos, like
David versus Goliath.
yeah.
Oh god, that alliance. And then Eli gets voted off the same way, just minus the idol play. Both
Yeah.
4-2 vote.
What'd you
It's
say?
both a 4-2 vote.
Yeah.
The only difference is idols.
Yeah.
It is not looking good for the heroes.
Yeah.
Double tribals are not your guys' thing because Carl and Mitch went in a double episode. Now you and I was gonna say, you and Eli are now gone.
Yeah. That wasn't actually a double tribal though. That was just a double tribal episode.
Yeah, I think that's why I meant double tribal episode and then a
Yeah.
double tribal.
Yeah.
And now the
Yeah.
heroes
Eli
are
and I were
gone.
actually joking about because I ran into him this weekend when I was in Syracuse, and we were joking about how we're both May Geminis and we both got voted off at the same time.
In the same vote count.
Yeah.
It was meant to be. So, Cassie, how was your experience playing the second time?
It was great. Like, it was definitely stressful, but college Survivor, I feel like, is always stressful in and of itself. So, and I really feel like I came out of this with so many more connections than I had before. And I really got to know so many different people on campus that I wouldn't have met otherwise. So it was overall such a positive experience for me.
Yeah, it was so fun watching you play. You're just like one of the nicest people I've ever seen on like a college Survivor.
That's so nice. Thank you.
I don't think you have a bad bone in your body. And that is unfortunately the end of yours and Eli's game.
Yeah.
Or is it? Because it's revealed that someone's coming back.
Yeah. Who knows? Who's it going to be?
I'm assuming it's some. Now, you know who it is. Maybe this is a safe question to ask. It's somebody that was casted this season, right?
I'm not going to disclose anything.
Okay, because I was thinking like, okay, is somebody from that's been voted out coming back, or is this a Faluke situation where it's someone new completely?
I have no idea.
She can't break those NDA contracts. Well, I guess we'll just have to find out this upcoming Thursday, maybe. So thank you again, Cassie, for joining me. If you want to see more Survivor Syracuse, follow the YouTube channel, follow all the Instagrams, all the socials. Cassie, where can people find you?
Instagram and Twitter at Toomey Cassidy. Follow if you want.
And also, if you join Survivor Reddit Discord, there is a Survivor Syracuse chat where all of us are in it. Cassie's in it. Some other college Survivor players are there. If you want more live reality game podcast stuff, join the Facebook group, follow the YouTube channel, all the socials, you know the deal. And we'll see you next time for another Survivor Syracuse Heroes versus Villains episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Lee.
Thanks.